Today is 596 day that I'm here to share lessons I learn, and I'm learning. I hope those lessons support your dreams, your goals, allow you to become the person that you want to become. Today I speak about a very interesting topic, and that is strategy. Now, what I found is that a lot of people have exactly the same goals. Exactly the same goals. Everyone cares about controlling their finances, controlling their time, controlling the location that they live. The only thing is that they have a different strategy. Now, sometimes people have exactly the same values, but they use different strategies for the same value. For example, people who want to protect their families, they buy a gun. Some other person said, oh, like, why are you buying a gun? But at the same time, the biggest value that why they're buying a gun is protect their family. So the value, you admire the value, they want to protect their family. But the strategy, how they do it, sometimes you're able to question it. But that means that when you have a person and you really ask why you do that, and what is the value behind it, and what you really want to achieve, sometimes the strategies are different, but every single person, majority of the time, wants exactly the same things. Exactly. So that means that when you meet a person and when you ask what they want to do and then they share the strategy, of course that is not the problem of the persons, of the values. Most time it's just the strategy is not in place. So how to create a strategy that really is worth investing your time in? Because it's not that easy to really follow the footsteps, follow the strategy that really aligns with who you are and allows you to achieve the goals that you want. Because majority of people are struggling with the finances, with time, with location. Everyone wants those things, but for some reason they are not able to get it. So today we'll share five steps what you could do, how to create a strategy that really sticks to the strategy, that really allows you to move forward and allows you to really achieve the things that other people are not able to achieve. So let's start though. So first one is understand the goal. That's the first step, because a lot of times people do not understand what they're pursuing. They don't have a clarity. So what is the goal? So what you're trying to achieve? That is the number one question. Because when you have a clarity, it's much easier to pursue the things that you want. I was struggling as well. I didn't have the clarity. I said that I want financial abundance, but I don't know what to do. And I didn't understand what exactly do I want. And when you do not have a clarity, it's very hard to move forward without a clarity. Because exactly when you just moving around, you do not know which direction to go. So first is, what's the goal? Understand the goal. So write it down. What's the goal? Number two is leverage pre-existing knowledge. So that means that most people, interestingly, know exactly what they're supposed to do. They know. Like, the only thing is that knowing is not the same as doing. A lot of times people say, oh, I know what to do, what I need to do, but I just don't do it. I'm afraid. I'm scared. I will do it later. I don't feel that this is a perfect timing. I'm not ready. I'm not worthy. I'm not enough. There's so many different things that people put in their heads that is wrong, and they're not allowing them to use their knowledge, pre-existing knowledge, because probably half of the people know exactly what they need to do. They already research all the things that they need to do, but for some reason they are not able to do that yet because they didn't put enough emotional package into their goal. Because when you have that strong desire to achieve your goal, when you know exactly your why, it's much easier to pursue things because you know that no matter what, you will pursue it, and you are willing to go through the pain, willing to go through the fear. Number three is conduct research. Now, sometimes you do not know what to do. You don't know what kind of things you're supposed to do. You don't know. So that means at that moment you need to research. And there's a lot of different resources. Now we're living in information abundance. So we're not supposed to say that we don't get information. We have a lot of information. The only thing that now we need to learn more how to conduct that research. So that means we're able to watch and listen seminars, podcasts, watch like YouTube's, Google's, find a mentor, ask a friend. There are so many different areas that you potentially could look for that information. It's very important to really find good resources that you could find good information. Number four, and I think that this number four is one of the key areas where really people are tripping, where people are making mistakes. And this aligns a little bit with number 2 as well. And number 4 is evaluate resources, evaluate sources. Because not every source are equally important to you. Because people a lot of time connect wrong topics. If you want to be the best chef ever, but now for some reason you're looking into and listening what is the best soccer player saying about the food, of course that's a ridiculous example, but like the main idea is that when you want to become somebody, when you have a specific goal, you need to find a person who has that goal achieved. So that means that you're looking into your goal and find a person who have results in your career path, in your goal. Now, when you find that person, of course, is important to put in the list. So that means this is a person first, this is a second. Now, it could be that two people will have exactly the same results. So how do you choose that? Because it could be that the first person that you write is someone that you hate, you don't like, or something that he does is that you do not enjoy. Now, one thing is that when you choose a skill or growth, you're not supposed to look into that person as much. You need to look in that skill. Do you admire their skill? Do you admire the things that they achieve? Because if you admire what they achieve, then you want to achieve exactly the same thing. So learn what they do with the skill, not with the values of life. Just look only in a skill. Because sometimes a person that you admire in the value side, they will not have exactly the same results you're looking for. So that is very, very important. Sometimes choose based on a skill, not on a person. But of course, if they have exactly the same results, you can choose a person based on the values because you're able to look at a more broad view of a person, because you are able to admire their values, admire how they live life, and admire their skill and pursue that skill as well. Now, I said that number 2 is aligned to number 4 because your pre-existing information that you already have, you need to evaluate them as well. That means that a lot of times people know a lot of information, but they put in a wrong order. So that means that for example, you can listen to your mom or you can listen for the business partner. Who will be the person that you listen more about your finances? And a lot of times people put their friends or family members in front of business people who really understand how to build a business. So that means if you want to build a business, you need to ask not your parents, but the business people who have been able to succeed and achieve great things in a business. Now, of course, it's different if your parents are tremendous in business, but majority of time when parents are employees, but you want to build a business, of course, you need to find business people who have achieved great success to ask for advice. That is very, very essential. And number 5 is just really generating strategy. So generating strategy. So that means from all information that you really did. So first, understand the goal, leverage pre-existing information, conduct research, evaluate sources, and then really create that strategy. Now, a lot of times when we look into strategy, now we will not have one person for everything. Let's say that you want to be healthy. So that means one person will be for food, one will be for exercises, third will be for breathing, fourth will be for mindfulness and meditation. So that means you need to write the things that's really important to build health, and then find a person that is the best in that one thing. Because a lot of times people, what they do, they think that one person will help to achieve a whole goal. But majority people that I know who have achieved tremendous success, I know that they have like 10 mentors, because they know that how important it is to learn from the best in that field. And most people who are successful in one field are very focused, very narrow focus. So that means if you want to get from information from the expert, you need to find that one person who focuses exactly on that one thing, and of course you'll be able to learn from them. So when I think about strategy, I didn't thought it would be that long, but at the end of the day, strategy is very important. Most people want exactly the same thing, but they use wrong strategy. I used the wrong strategy for a long time. I just didn't know that there is different ways of doing, so I was not exposed to different ways of living. So I think that a lot of times, number one thing is that do what you have never done. Exposed to different people that you never met. Exposed to different experiences. Because when you get exposed, then you start to see that other people use different strategy and they achieve the things that you potentially want to achieve as well. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.